Hello, everyone. I'm here with another message. I think I'm gonna do two today. I don't know. We're gonna see. So this message, if you see the title, it's about low frequencies and high frequencies. Okay. So y'all know that saying, for every level there's a new devil. Okay. So when you start at the bottom and you elevate, there's like a new enemy. It's like a new level of craziness, chaos, turmoil, or whatever. And then it goes up as you go. So reason a lot, like we are ordained to go through trials and tribulations in our life, no matter what, everyone, because that's what part of growth is. What makes that new level devil a little bit harder than what it should be is based off of the decisions you make in your life. So meaning discernment. Discernment, if you go look at one of my videos, we are the judge. All of us can judge, okay? But there's only one official judge that can judge everyone in the world. But you can make your own personal judgment, okay? And that's between the evil side and the good side, okay? We live in both parts. All of us in the world, we live in both parts, the evil and the good. Like I said, just like it's good in somebody bad, there's bad in somebody's good and good. So I'm going to try to break it down in a way to explain to you how I got to where I'm at in my life, okay? So, say for example, if you're starting from the bottom and you're trying to get an education or different things, you're going to have different trials. So, there's going to be stumbling blocks in your life on the reality side and the spiritual side. You are in both spectrums at the same time. It's like the upside down. Like in Stranger Things, the upside down, you're in that. Okay, just let you know. That's how the world operates. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay. So you're in both worlds at the same time. So that means like when your spirit, like, all right, when you're in the spiritual world, okay? In the spiritual world, that's when you start thinking like you get personal attacks. When things are attacking you and your body just feeling low and you feeling like something is wrong, you get those negative thoughts and stuff like that. It's because your spirit is in that spiritual world, okay? At first, it's going to feel dark. It's going to be real dark. But once you start learning who you are, the easier it is in that area, in that world. You'll be able to elevate better when you're out in the reality. So I'm going to try to explain the best way I can, okay? So whatever happens in the spiritual world happens first. You manifest it there, and then it comes into reality. Everything happens in the spiritual world is in light speed. It goes super fast. Okay, so mentally in the spiritual world, you could be like 10 years ahead. 10 years ahead. That's how fast it goes in the spiritual world. And in your reality, it'll be like that 1 year at a time. Okay, so when you're going through a lot in the spiritual world, so say for example, if you're like, we're going to start as a person that graduate high school. We're going to start there. So you graduate high school, right? And then you decide to get a degree. All right. So in that spiritual world, when you graduate in the spiritual world, there's like a battle. All right. That you have to go through to proceed through to high school. When you get through out of high school, how many people don't make it out of high school? How many people have low grades and they barely surviving because you're going through spiritual attacks? But if you press forward, you will be able to go to the next level. So we'll look at it as if you get a degree. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all right now, the way I'm saying it is a little confusing, okay? But just bear with me. When I explain what I did in my life, then I think that's where it's going to come, where you can understand, okay? So say, for example, like I said, you get in battle. So when you're in high school, you get in battle by your plans on what you want to be in the world. If you want to go to college, if you can go, if you can't go, if you're going to just get a regular job, if you're just going to sit on your mama's couch, you know, if you're going to start your own career, all of these. So right now, in that spiritual world, you're being attacked, okay? Because you're getting attacked by society standards, by your race, your finances, family issues. A lot of y'all go through spells, witchcraft spells, and just your own mental of who you are. So you're getting attacked. You don't realize it, but you're being attacked. And you have to overcome those things. So say, for example, you're in high school and you say, you know what, I want to be a doctor. Let's do that. I want to be a doctor. But maybe you don't have the funding to be able to go to college for that. That's a attack. Maybe somebody in your family say, no, you don't need to do that. You need to get a regular job. That's an attack. You can say, I'm not smart enough. I barely passed regular school, but this is something I want to do. That's an attack. What else? Like I said, your finances, you may not, I think I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Your finances, maybe your family cannot afford you to go to college. That's an attack. Okay? You're getting attacked. Depending what you agree upon and what you push forward on determines if you get to the next level. So say, for example, if you didn't have the funding, but you push forward, you figure out solutions on how to go to like a community college or something, and then advance up to a 4-year. Okay, so say, for example, you do that. Now you elevate it. Okay, so now in the spiritual world, when it comes to that process, that's what you've been going through from kindergarten or pre-K all the way up to high school. Those challenges is what you was dealing with. So that 12 years it took you to graduate, you literally was 10 years ahead of time, because your mental is being programmed to decide what you want to actually accomplish. I hope y'all understand. Okay, so now you're at the 12-year mark and you graduated. So now whatever you manifested in your mind, what you allow to accept and not accept, determine if you get to that stage where you go to college. Okay, now you're manifested in a reality form. So that 12 years that you had to go through, now in a reality form, you get to see it. Now you go through another process. Now you in another school. Now you got to decide, do I want to stay in this school or I want to go to another school? Do I want to stay in this career or change to another career? Another spiritual attack you're going through. You may not realize it, but you are. Okay? In this process, you have to have God in your life. Don't care if you believe in God or not, and you say there ain't no real thing, where don't care. Even a person that doesn't believe still receive God's anointing and God's insight. You may not think you're receiving it. You do. You do. Okay? Everyone in the world, you get it without, you get it by demand. All right? Even if you only acknowledge a little bit, everyone receives God's presence. Okay? Even if you feel like you can't hear it or see it, when you get up in the morning and you decide to get up, I don't care if you're going to get you a bowl of cereal, go take a dump, or go out the door. You only got up because God directed you to get up. You know that, right? That's how you know God is in you. Because you could have stayed in that bed the rest of that day and don't do nothing and just die in that bed. But if you got the motivation to just get up to do one thing, that lets you know God has always been with you. So you can ignore it all day long, but it's there. Okay, no different than the evil spirit. If you lay in that bed and you say, you know, I ain't doing nothing today, then that evil spirit won. It's in you, okay? In all of us. So, back to what I'm trying to say. So, in this life, when you're like, okay, let me go back to the college. So, you on a new level. Now you have newer responsibilities, okay? Because now you've grown. You have different responsibilities. Now you can't throw everything on your parents. You can't throw everything on your friends. You can't throw everything on the outsiders. It's all about you now. So that's that new devil, that new level. Because now you got to think, now you got to battle your own mind. Because any decision you make now is up to you. It's what you're thinking of. Now, you can still be stuck on the old levels as well when it comes to family and friends and outsiders. And you can bring that still to the next level, or you can let it go. And now you got to depend on your own mind. So that's how it goes in this world. And everyone starts at the bottom and they go up. And that's how we go. That's why I say new level, new devil. Because you're dealing with different people, different situations. Like I said, past traumas, spiritual warfare, all of that follows you. It's up to you to let it go each time you get to another level. It's up to you to boss up. Okay? That's it. That's how you elevate in this world. Every day you got to take a leap of faith. That's it. Every single day you have to take a leap of faith and believe that whatever decision and whatever you think is going to become true. No different than me in my position right now. And some other videos, I explain who I was and different things like that. I'm not going to keep on explaining myself over and over again. Even if y'all don't believe it, I know what the truth is. Okay? And that's all that matters. But that's what life is. Whatever God put into your mind, that vision, you have to believe in it even when nobody else believes in you or believe in what you're doing and how you're doing it. You got to believe in yourself even when you can't see it. That's the ultimate manifester. That's the ultimate manifester, when you can believe in something that you cannot see. So let me talk about myself. As a kid, and what I'm about to say is going to be a trigger, okay? But this is what happened to me. My grandmother passed when I was 5. So around that time, about 4 or 5 years old, this is how crazy my mind was. Yeah, because my grandmother passed. So this is how crazy my mind was. So if you go look at my descriptions, I talk about lightweight and heavyweight, okay? So each level, the devil's strengths get stronger, stronger, and stronger, okay? Just let you know. The higher up you go, the stronger the devil going to attack you. So if y'all can't handle now, I don't know how you going to handle here, okay? That's life. The devil gets stronger and stronger, okay? But this is how crazy my mind operated. As a kid, I always, love is love for me. I love everybody. I always been that way. I just love everybody. And so at night, I would say my prayers. And, God, thank you for this and that, the basic prayer. And then I would say, God, tell my grandmother I love her and this and that. And these family members that passed away, I love them and stuff. One night, this is how much I bossed up so quick. And this is how my mind operates, which would look scary to the outside world, but it worked in my favor. That's how I know who I am is who I am. So at night, I always say, good night, God, I love you. Thank you for everything you do. Then I also flipped it and said, good night, devil, I love you too. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And that's when my life turned. Because this is how I looked at it. If God is love, right? This is how my brain operated at like 4 or 5 years old. God is love, right? So that can mean God has to love the devil too. And I always said, like, if somebody loved the devil, wouldn't he be nicer? It was one of the things of reason why the devil the way he is, because nobody loved him. That's why he's mad. Because nobody loves the devil for the devil. So this is the thing. When I say the devil, each level, it gets stronger. No different than in the reality world. When you say the word no, that's a level 1 devil. That's lightweight. When you get to 100, that's when you're in that kill mode. Okay? So the devil is different levels. Different levels. It's up to you what level you decide you want to dabble on. Don't get me wrong. We have the devil in all of us. We utilize the devil every single day. I don't care if you believe or don't. When you look at somebody sideways, when you don't like something about them, when you say something hateful about somebody, when you say no to somebody, you are operating in the devil's territory. Okay? You are operating in the devil's territory. Back to my story, though. You can believe it if you want. I'm telling you the truth. So back to my story. I was like, I started saying goodnight to the devil. I started saying, I love you to the devil. Because I said, if I continue to do this, eventually the devil will just start making changes. Because now somebody loves him. So what happened was, when I was a kid, my mom used to do my hair before she go to work. And one day she did my hair, reality form, she did my hair. As soon as she did my hair, I go lay down. This would be my routine in the morning. She'll do my hair, and I'll go lay down. This is when I was like 5 or 6, about 5 years old. And I'll go lay down. Well, this one morning, I go lay on the bed. As soon as I lay on the bed, this humongous, and I was not asleep, y'all. I was not asleep. This humongous beast jumped on top of me with bloodshot red eyes. Even though I was on the bed, when it jumped on me, it felt like the bed fell apart. The bed never fell apart, but it felt like it. This thing was huge. It was bigger than a bull. But it was something like shaped like one, but it was huge. After that point, I started noticing that when I go to sleep at night, I couldn't hardly sleep. There was, in my room, it was always somebody, it was people watching me. I was being watched hard, and I could feel I was scared. When I go to sleep, I would go to sleep with the covers over my head every night. It was scary because I started noticing people was in my room watching me. I could feel it. It was orbs. It was different things. My room would be packed to the point like I had like little stuffed animals. I would have to turn their heads around because I could tell I could feel the spirits watching me through the animals. At that moment in my life, I knew there was a calling on my life. At that moment, God told me there was a calling on my life. Because I opened up a world. I opened up a new portal. I did. I opened up a new portal. Ever since that day, I've been watched my entire life. That's why when I tell y'all my other videos, I had witchcraft spells on me. Because once that moment happened, that's when people, these other spirits that have been in the world, that's controlling the world, that's when they found me. That's when they found me. They knew who I was at that moment. Because only a special person, only a special being will love the devil. You understand me? That's when I knew my life was going haywire. So, while everyone was attacking me as a kid, I was bullied, I was talked about, I went through a lot. And I would cry all the time. And this does compare to the story when I'm telling you about the devil new level. See how the crazy thing, how crazy my mind was? Instead of focusing on the devil on the lower level, I went straight to the top as a kid. I knew how to bring it. I knew how to be on that side as a kid. And I was the sweetest person you could ever meet. Still is. I said, why start at the bottom when I can go straight to the top? Because if I can learn from the top, everything else is going to fall down from there. That's how my mind operated. And I started noticing that despite how hateful people was to me, my brain, if they knew how my brain operated, how vicious my brain operated, the downloads of the vicious stuff I could have done to people, it wasn't like anything you think of in this world could never match up to how my brain operates. But I don't dabble in it because it's pointless for me. But in my journey, I started from the top. And because of that, I got in the ring. So every time when somebody was putting spells on me, I knew something was going on. I knew something was going on. Even as a kid, I knew somebody was putting family-wise, I'm going to call it out. Somebody family-wise was putting spells on me. Because I had a crazy memory. Like, my memory was out of this world. Like, you give me something, I can memorize it like that as a kid. After this person put spells on me, my memory went out. It's like I can do stuff, but the basic stuff I couldn't comprehend. I still have moments where when it comes to like the basics with like adding and stuff, I still have issues because of those spells they put on me. And this, I'm just giving y'all head, like, I gotta tell my story so y'all can understand how to get to where I'm at. So anyway, in that situation, I had to train myself how to come get my memory back. I had to train myself. I couldn't talk to nobody. I couldn't talk to family. I couldn't tell nobody what was going on, because how can you explain that to people? Hey, Mom, the devil came and saw me the other day in the spirits. Like, look at folks thinking they crazy now. Just think how that would have looked then. And I went through a lot. I went through issues with my body as a kid where, like, in my head, hold on a second. Yeah, okay, I had a moment. Like, I had issues with my legs. With what I'm having now is what I had when I was a kid, but I couldn't understand it. I was going through spiritual gifts at a young age, to the point that in my head, I used to have electrical charges in my head. It felt like lightning in my head. As a kid, I was going through a lot. I even went to the doctors to try to figure out what was going on. When I say like electrical, it felt like some lightning was in my head, in the back of my head. There were times I couldn't even feel my scalp. It was that numb because of the electrical shocks I was going through. And all of this that's reality. That was the electrical shocks, all that was reality world. The issues with my legs, having charges in my legs, that was reality world as a kid. But I had spells on me. So I had to fight hard. Even though I was quiet, I had to fight. I had to fight people in the reality world, and I had to fight the demons that was in the spiritual world. So what I got to the point was whatever I was afraid of, I overcame. So small things like, say for example, heights. For heights, I was afraid of heights. And you know how like roller coasters and stuff, I was afraid of heights. So I'm like jumping down the lane. I'm just jumping down the lane. Hopefully y'all can be on the page with me. But I was that type of person that whatever I was afraid of, I put myself in a situation to overcome it. That's how I fought. That's how I was able to fight the attacks that was on me. So example, like roller coasters. I'm afraid of heights. So when I was younger and I went on a trip, this is how God worked that things out. All these people that I went on a trip with, they could have just went and did their own thing. But out of nowhere, everybody was like, okay, we're going to help Toya to overcome her fears. I was like, I want to overcome it. So they all helped me we started on the small roller coasters until we got to the tallest roller coaster. And I cried like a baby on all those small ones. But you want to know what crazy happened? Once I got to the tallest one, that's when I stopped crying. I didn't cry anymore. Because I realized what the fear truly was. And that's how we get out of those moments. We have fears. But there's a reason you have a fear. You have to come to the term of, why do I have this fear? What is it about this fear that I'm afraid of? Once you figure that out, it ain't a fear anymore. So by the time I got to the tallest roller coaster, I realized the fear of heights was the fear of death. Think about it. When you go all the way up, you fall down. You're scared that you're not going to live afterwards. When I started realizing my fear of heights was technically the fear of death, at that moment when I was going up the roller coaster, I said, you know what, God? If it's my time, it's my time. If this is what the direction you want me, I can't go against it. You in charge of my life. And at that moment, when I accepted that, I wasn't afraid of that height anymore. Another time in my life, I'm a quiet person. I'm in the background. I don't need to be seen. I don't have to be seen. I don't have to be recognized. I don't care. If everybody get all the praise in the world, I got so used to patting my own self on the back, it don't even make sense. I don't need it from anybody else. Don't get me wrong. It's nice if somebody just, say something, but I'm so used to doing it to myself that it don't bother me. So I was afraid of being in front of people. I was afraid to be in front of people. So what I did, I signed up for a modeling event. A modeling event where I had to walk on the stage in front of everybody, say a little speech, and then walk back. I found out the reason I was scared to be in front of people because I was afraid of myself. I was afraid people wouldn't accept me. But when I accepted myself, I was like, it don't matter if you like me or not. So even though, and with all of this, I'm still in that same mode of loving God, loving the devil, loving it all. Because even the people that put spells on me, I still had love for them, knowing what they was doing. Even the people that was hateful towards me still love what they was doing. Not love what they was doing, but love them regardless. And still could be around these people. So I started realizing that even though I was at a low level, my mental, my spirit, all right, so in the reality world, I'm down here. Spiritual world, I was up here. I was at the top. And now everything is coming together. It's crazy. I put myself in the deep water knowing I didn't know how to swim. So it's like I mentally, spiritually went through a death every single day. Not even realize it. Trying to teach myself how to swim in this spiritual world. And because I did it every single day, it only made me stronger. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. Now, knowing that the level I'm at may not look to y'all like up there, she ain't doing nothing with herself, and she ain't nothing, this and this and that. But while y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. So now look at the videos I be putting out here. I'm not even attacking, but I am standing firm against everything in the world that y'all afraid to talk about. The stuff that y'all sit back and be scared to stand on, I'm going after first. I got to the point that I'm a heavyweight in my world. I don't have to look like a bodybuilder to be able to live. Prime example. This is a reality situation, which I'm not a fighter. I don't like to fight. Now, when I was younger, me and my cousins, I grew up with a bunch of guys. And like we had our little tussles like that, but it wasn't like serious. But when I got older, I was around this one person, and they stepped up in front of me and tried to act like they was being big and hard. It was a guy. And I look like this, don't look like I can't do nothing, look like I was weak or whatever. Reality situation. This was the only time I did something like this, and I was like, I ain't doing this no more, because that ain't the life I want to live. But this fool jumped up in my face like they was about to do something. And before I knew it, I pushed them. This is how much y'all got to be mindful of people. Just because a person don't look like they can fight, don't look like they can handle themselves, don't get it twisted. But this person jumped in my face to intimidate me. And before I knew it, I pushed them inside of the wall. And I was actually smaller than what I am now. And when, like I said, I pushed them inside of the wall. They were sitting inside of the drywall. Off of a push. Now, I ain't a fighter. But that's how my spirit is, though. My spirit is a fighter. My reality ain't about that life. But my spirit is. And what I'm trying to say is this. While y'all trying to attack the fake facade devil that's in the reality, y'all need to be bossing up to the one that's in the spiritual. That's how you can get through this life. That's how you can be able to know how to play chess instead of playing that daggone playing checkers. You have to be able to go against your fears and figure out what your fears are and attack that. Instead of attacking everyone else in the world and coming at them for what they do, figure out what your fears are. Figure what they are and go after that. Overcome your fears. That's how you win the game in this world. Like, I'm going to keep putting the game out there. I'm not a preacher, a pastor, or whatever. I just give lessons. I feel like I'm a teacher. I think that's what I am, a teacher. I don't want the title of it, but that's what I feel like it is. Just giving the knowledge. If you want to conquer this game that we are in, right? Overcome your fears. Put yourself in situations where you can overcome those fears. Because once you figure out what that fear is and understand why it's a fear, then you can navigate the world the right way. So for me, I'm going to keep attacking the thing. I don't even like to use the word attacking, but I'm going to keep going against or coming up against the odds. The things that is the hardest in the world, that's where I'm going to start at. It's got to the point that if it's easy, I get bored. So even when I went through these spiritual attacks, these folks don't know that I was actually making elevating the energy. Like when they were trying to pop my legs and do all of this stuff, go on my other videos, I talk about it. When they was doing it, I actually put more on myself on purpose. Because I said, whatever you bring, I'm going to bring it harder. Whatever you put on me, I'm going to make it harder for myself. I've always been that way. That's why I'm able to be who I am now. Because ain't nobody going to outdo me. Like I said, y'all could be the leaders of the reality world, but I'm the leader of the spiritual. At the end of the day, the spiritual outweighs the reality. So, whatever comes my way, I'm going to, it's like, if y'all put me in a jail, I'm going to make the jail worthwhile. That's how I've always been. And that's how y'all have to be in this mental, in this world. The truth is how you live. Reason why the people in the world are lightweights and can't handle this world is because you're not truthful with yourself. You're a walking lie. You're a walking lie. If you can't be 1000% honest with yourself and society, then you're going to be stuck as a lightweight in this heavyweight world. You're not going to be able to make it the way you want it. You're going to always fall short. That's why I can say what the heck I want to say and not be afraid of anybody, because of my anointing and because of my strength and because of the love. Because love is the number one thing to conquer the world. And because of that, I'm good in my godly way, and I'm good in my other way. Because we have both spirits. They both love me on both sides. I know that for a fact. And y'all can have that same energy. There's nothing to hide. Y'all can have the same exact energy. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, because I am both spirits just like y'all, I am a walking contradiction. Yes. I know you're like, what the heck? Go look at my other video. If this ain't the first one, if this is the first one, I am a walking contradiction. We all are. So that means everything you say, you right. Ain't no debate. I'm not going to debate with you, because if you say something on the godly side, you right. If you say something on the other side, you right. Because I'm a walking contradiction. Because I play both sides. I live by both sides. I handle myself by both sides. You know how much power is to be able to say you're a walking contradiction? Everybody like, oh, I'm so godly. Or you got your evil side. That's how you know who has the true power. When you can walk in this world and say you are a walking contradiction, just hear the power behind it. I am at peace. I'm going to always be at peace because I know I'm a walking contradiction. If you listen to my videos, you're going to hear me talk about, man, females need to sit back and put some clothes on, but then you're going to see me put videos out there where they half naked too. Because I'm a walking contradiction. There's a level to this. I learned this as a kid. I taught myself. No one else taught me. That's how brilliant my mind is. I can sit back and have, excuse me, I'm showing myself. I can sit back and have videos of somebody praising Jesus and everything, and then have somebody doing something different. Because I am a walking contradiction on both sides. It's up to me how much I want to utilize. 0 to 100 on both sides. I use the God and the reality. I use the devil and the spirit. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm putting it all out there. Y'all can think I'm crazy. Don't care. That's how I operate. That's literally how I operate. When y'all see this, you're going to see the godly. In that spirit world, I use the other one. Because I have to be honest with myself. It's like the yin and yang. I got to be in alignment. I can't ignore one or over the other. I have to have both. And in this world, when y'all learn how to utilize it, y'all can be free as well. You don't have to kill anybody. You don't have to hurt anybody. You don't have to take from anybody. But when you start learning your walking contradiction, then you can actually live life. You can love life. You can walk in this world freely. Ain't no news crew, no TV crew, no outsiders, no social media can say anything to you. Because you already acknowledge you're a walking contradiction. Because everybody in this world, it's the only reason why we have so much crazy stuff in the world, because everybody want to prove a point. Well, you said you was this, but now all of a sudden you doing this. That's how they get you, and that's how y'all stumble and keep falling. But if I'm telling you I'm a contradiction, ain't nothing y'all can say against me. I can agree with both. Oh, God. I can agree with both. Yep, whatever you say, you right. Both sides, you right. Good, right. Bad, right. What else we want to talk about? I forgot we can't talk about nothing. I'm walking contradiction. Ain't nothing you can say can stop me. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving. And we can change the world with acknowledging that. Excuse the word and if you hear anything in the background. But yeah. And we can change the world once we acknowledge we are all walking contradictions. We don't have to hurt anyone. We don't have to manipulate anyone. It is what it is. Like, I haven't drunk anything in a minute, but at the same time, I can sit here and talk about God all day long and still have a drink in my hand at the same time. Because I'm a walking contradiction. But my heart right, though. That's all that matters. As long as my heart is in the right place, and God knows that I don't want to hurt anybody, I just want to love, that's all that matters. That's how you get into heaven. See, God recognizes who's honest with themselves. It's that simple. When you honest with yourself, God is like, there we go. Now we can get somewhere. Now we can get somewhere. That's why I'm going to be able to say what the heck I want to say in this world. And I don't care about governments or anybody, what y'all say and do, because I am very protected on both sides. Both sides love me. The devil loved me because I accepted the devil for who he was. And that's because of the God in me. So, in this reality world, y'all can look at me like I'm crazy, but I'll get you in that spiritual world. Like I said, my reality is godly. My spirit ain't. That spirit is something totally different. I operate in both. I don't play. So that goes to the next part of this. Again, y'all don't gotta believe who I am. I know who I am. So in this process, I realized I realized that people taking God for granted. So the same way I had to go through the fire, we're going to look back at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know, they had to go through the fire, right? In order for you, if you really believe in God and you want the goodness in your life, everybody got to go through the fire. If you really want everything, you want the treasures that you have stored up that God has for you. If you want those treasures and you want the goodness in it, you're going to have to put yourself through the fire. That means you're going to have to overcome those fears. That means you're going to have to show love. That means you're going to have to accept that you are both parties, but you need to know how to balance them out. That means you're going to have to do what's right and also know how to stand up for yourself at the same time. All this extra hate and stuff and going to all the way 100, you don't need to be at 100. Maybe 5%. But when y'all hit 100, you chose what side you fully on. And so when the spirit comes, don't get mad when the spirit comes to you. At the end of the day, if you don't acknowledge what type of person you are, and acknowledge the devil that's in your life, and acknowledge that you are both spirits, and acknowledge that, hey, I have to have a balance, each level is going to get harder for you. To the point it's going to take you out. And you don't want that. Because, as I talked in another video, you know, our pain actually can hurt others. And if that's the case, you're going to have to be knowledgeable or judge. You will be judged based off of the pain you put on somebody else's life. Y'all know that, right? When you put pain on somebody else's life and you cause ruckus in somebody else's life, do you know that you're going to be judged for that? So if you want the power and you want to be able to live life happy, at peace, and be able to enjoy the greatness in this world, then you're going to have to fix yourself. You're going to have to dig deep in yourself. Instead of staring at everybody else, stare at yourself. Stare at yourself until you can see the light within yourself. And once you do that, then you can understand how to win the match you're in that ring when you get in the ring with that devil. You have to pay attention. You have to listen. You have to have discernment. Without that, You're going to keep living the life you live in and wondering why you're barely surviving. You're going to keep putting that bad energy on people and wondering why your life is going down the way it is. Again, you put hate on people, it comes back on you. Not the way you give it, but in a different way. It ain't no different. You steal something from somebody. You steal something from them, it's going to come back on you. No different than all these corrupt people in the world. Y'all think y'all got it made and think y'all cool. Y'all don't realize booby traps was set up around y'all the whole entire time. Booby traps been set up the whole time. Matter of fact, y'all helped out put them down. That's the sad part. I'm going to call it out. Y'all helped put y'all own booby traps down. And y'all don't even remember where they was put at. So, in this world, in order for us to be able to win and be the champions, stop worrying about trying to look big and boss up on the outside world. You better figure it out in the spiritual world. You better dig within, go deep. If you get to the point you get emotional or it get hard or you get scared, then that means you on the right path. That means you're on the right path. It's like Alice in Wonderland. You got to be Alice in your own Wonderland. Remember, she had to go down that rabbit hole to figure out who she really was. She went through a lot. Go watch the movie. She went through a lot. She saw a lot. But then she figured out who the heck she was. So instead of just going out here and scraping by other people and fighting people on the reality, y'all need to be fighting that demon within inside yourself. So, either you're going to be the controller of your life or that other spirit is. Either or, you're going to get the judgment on your head. I'm going to leave it off on that. If y'all understand, you understand. If you don't think I'm crazy, think I'm crazy. As I said, I'm going to walk in contradiction. It don't matter. I'm going to still do what I'm going to do. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to keep on walking where I'm going to walk. All day, every day. I ain't afraid of nothing. Nothing. I'm not. Y'all can try it all day long. But again, that golly on the outside that you see, the other spirit on the other side. And what I say about the other spirit, it moves faster than reality. So, while y'all thinking everything's cool on your end, my spirit already doing what it need to do if you think you're going to come at me. And I ain't trying to put that energy out there, but I need y'all to recognize. Apparently in this world, if you don't tell people how you are up front, they're going to tell you who you are. So I'm telling you who I am. There's no in-betweens or nothing. It's very direct. But I'm a very loving person. But don't get it twisted. On that note, I'm gonna let it go. I do have an invite for a special person. You know who you are. I ain't accepting no phone calls. So, this is an invitation. You know what to do. Okay? This is your confirmation. It's up to you. It's up to you. You got choice. Whatever you decide, I agree with. Because what I am, a contradiction. Y'all have a blessed day.